Hey guys, it's Brooke here from the Vintage Gardener. Welcome back to my channel. So I just wanted to jump on here because this part of the video is June 10th. So I'm jumping on here to let you know that I'm going to do a live Q&A tomorrow at 8 o'clock. We'll see how many people join me. It's going to be a reaction to the flower show. The Philadelphia Flower Show, the first day is tomorrow. As they did last year, they're going to have it in FDR Park. And so I'm going to be doing a review of it because I know that there's going to be some people, I would imagine there's going to be some people who, like last year, are kind of going to be wondering if it's worth going. And so when I did my last review last year, it got a lot of views. A lot of people seemed to enjoy it. They did appreciate the review. For a lot of people, it seemed to answer a lot of their questions. I think it tempered their expectations of what it was going to be like. This year, the theme is, I think it's Flowers in Bloom. I'm going to give you my predictions in terms of what I think it's going to be for this year, and then we'll see how I feel about it after I see it tomorrow. So I think, first off, I think it's gonna, from this point on, I think the flower show is probably gonna continue to be outdoors. Last year, they got a lot more people to come. The FDR Park is 15 acres. I mean, it was jam-packed. Now, from what I can see with the exhibits, because of course I've gone online and kind of did like the whole, like, where am I parking, that sort of thing. And it seems like they're taking a page and they're trying to do this kind of like the way the Chelsea Flower Show is done. Now, I've never been to the Chelsea Flower Show, but I do follow a lot of European gardeners, and of course they have done videos about the Chelsea Flower Show. And also I did go to their website and I pulled the map and that sort of thing and see how it was set up. So it seems that that's what the flower show is, that's what they're doing. It looks like there's at least 20 designers, and from what I could see, it looks like these designs have the potential to be more applicable to people's yards. So basically, if you live in different climates, at least seems like, like for example, if you're living in a more desert area, it looks like one of them is going to be like more like a desert type garden. So it looks like there should be inspiration for your garden wherever you happen to garden. And I'll be quite honest, I would say if there was a complaint I had about the flower show over the past, well, taking last year out because that was, outdoors. But in the past, I felt like when I first started going to the flower show, I felt like there was a lot of inspiration that people could do in their own gardens, and that it was a lot that was applicable. I could say, okay, I can envision something like this in my yard. Whereas sometimes it seems like as years went by, sometimes the exhibits to me ended up being more fanciful and more artistic, and although you could find little snippets here and there, you say, okay, I like that little vignette, I could do that in my garden. I wouldn't say it was really was just a show, like more of a flower art type thing, rather than, okay, I can go here and get some true inspiration for a garden where I can see, okay, you know what, I see how they set this up. So this year it seems like it's gonna be definitely a lot more inspiration for the garden and like gardenscapes. So that's my feeling. So I can't wait to see. I'm looking forward to it. Last year, I would describe the exhibits, though I liked the exhibits, I would describe it as it being more like they were exhibits that really were designed to be done indoors, that they just basically put outside. So I thought in some ways the scale was kind of off because they were designing for a closed space, whereas especially now, because this year I know they have some English designers coming, so they've presented, I'm pretty sure the ones I saw have presented at the Chelsea Flower Show. They kind of are used to designing exhibits for the outdoors. So I think that this is going to be the start, and I think in future it's going to continue in this vein, and I hope that it does. So I'm looking forward to it. I think you know, in the US we could use a little bit more culture. Let's face it, you know. So I don't think making the flower show a little bit more like the Chelsea Flower Show is going to be bad. So anyway, I'm going to do a live at 8 p.m. I'm going to create an event. Enjoy the video, and I will see you guys Saturday at 8 p.m. and get your favorite drink, get some food, and and if you have any questions, I'll be answering them. Okay, see you guys then. Good morning, everybody. So it is a couple of days after the first video of me planting the poppies, and I have got them all on the ground. I don't have as many this year, so it's going to be kind of like pops of poppy rather than like the field of poppies that I had last year. Sorry about that. My my alarm just went off and stopped the video. But this year I tried to plant more seeds in fewer cups to get around the same amount, but because our winter was so dry, the germination with the poppies was not as much. So I think next year I may not, because I think the year before I planted like 45 cups for each type of poppy. I think what I may do is just like a tray of maybe like 20 per poppy, and try it that way, and hopefully that'll strike a happy medium, because I was looking for a little bit more poppies than what I got, because I was hoping to spread them out a few more I'm sorry, that's the dog. I was looking to spread them out a little bit more, have a little bit more in there, because especially now that things are filling in, you know, when I plant them next year, they're kind of going to be interspersed between, you know, the peonies and other things that I have, so I think it would look really pretty. But let me turn the camera around so I can show you. Okay guys, so I hope you can hear me over the cars, but I'm sure you can see, let me see if I can point to them. So that's a poppy, that's a poppy, and that's a poppy. And I do apologize for the in and out of focus thing. There's more poppies over here. I'm sure you can see that tiny little pop of light green. And of course they're gonna get bigger. There's some right there in the purple section. There's one right there. There's one right there. There's one right there. So they're just kind of all, you know, here and there. So I did have enough to spread around all of the garden. I would have liked to have filled in the middle sections a little bit more, but oh well. But I did also clean out the one memorial garden for my grandmother because it was a hot mess. So I pulled all of those dead rosemary. There's a lot of leaves in here, so hopefully this weekend I'll be able to pull these leaves out, and that way I do need to get some mulch. Right now I'm just so busy worried about trying to get everything in the ground that I'll probably mulch later, but I am gonna have to cut this rose back. I need to actually spray too. There's just a lot of stuff to do in the garden in spring. So today what I'm gonna be working on is starting on, let's see, what do I have over here? I have a lot of things to start on. So these right here are the purple foxglove. I also have some delphinium, I think in the blue cups, and I got some larkspur and stuff over there. So I'm going to start working on getting some of this stuff in the ground. The other thing is over there, that's cornflower and scabiosa. So I'm going to work on getting those things in the ground. Look at this intersectional peony. That is going to be so amazing. Look at all the buds. I transplanted this last fall, and I wasn't sure, you know, if I was going to get any buds, but I'm really impressed because that's budding up nicely. I think well, what I did worked. I mean, basically when you're transplanting peonies, I think I mentioned in that video, or maybe I didn't mention that in that video, if you're going to transplant a peony, first off, do wait till fall. But when you're digging, dig as much of the root ball out as you can. Don't shake the dirt off, because that's got the feeder roots. And that's what I did in this case. So it was a huge mass. I mean, it was heavy, but at the end of the day, this peony has not skipped a beat in terms of blooming. So let me come over here. That actually, I think, is a broccoli or a Brussels sprout. It's gone to seed. I'll take that out. But this is the cornflower. Oh, I forgot, I got Lysianthus down there. So I'm also going to start planting some of these up, because they're beautiful. They're ready to go. The root systems on them are actually quite substantial. So those are ready to go in the ground. This weekend, Jen from Forever Blooms with Jennifer said she's going to come over and help me plant. So 2 people are better than 1. So I'm going to go get a second drill from Lowe's with an auger. And I'm going to just put all the plants, the cut containers I have, in the spots that I want them to go. So that way it's just a matter of moving the container, you know, popping them in, and you know how it goes. But I'm so distracted right now because the verbascum and the pink section are blooming. I definitely messed up with the color combination because there's a lot more purple, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to tag them, and at the end of the season, I'm going to take out the purple and lilac ones and move them to a different bed. I think next year, you know, or I could leave them, because next year I do have some columbine, and the columbine I have is going to get bigger, so that's going to provide a lot of pink. So the purple may add a little bit of dimension, but let me show it to you. So this is what I'm talking about. It said it was going to have pink in there, and I guess some of these are like, that is more pinkish, like a, I guess more almost like a lilac pink. But and see, this scabiosa is supposed to be rose colored. So it is what it is, guys, but right now I don't care, because it is so pretty. It just is so pretty. These grassy things right here, these are the carnations that I planted last year. That's the grenadine pink. As you can see, they're interspersed throughout here, so they're going to start blooming, and those are definitely going to be pink. So, you know, I'll see how it looks when it blooms, because with the pink of the carnations all over, that's a bearded iris, that's going to be pink. I don't know if the roses are going to bloom. I need to actually fertilize those babies. But then, you know, I've got peonies, and they're definitely going to be pink. It may be enough pink that this doesn't look as distracting and jarring. But we shall see. So anyway, guys, that's it for right now. I got to go in and start my day. But I just wanted to check in with you guys after the last project I did.